We're on board Celebrity Summit. We are in a concierge classroom, 7187 on deck 7. Come on inside. Welcome to our cabin tour. My name is Jared. Jordan is behind the camera, and we are JJ Cruise. Thanks for joining us. Before we get into our entire cabin tour, both the good and bad, why we'd recommend it, maybe why we wouldn't recommend it, please hit that subscribe button, as well as hit that thumbs up. It really helps us. It's free to you. It means the world to us. And at the very end of this video, we'll tell you the things we love and the things that we didn't like so much about this cabin. So let's get started. Once again, this is a concierge class cabin. So we're going to show you all the nooks and crannies here. Of course, you have your mustard drill, where you should go in case of an emergency on the back of the door, as well as a sleep sign that's magnetic. It is only sleep, so keep that in mind in case if you have any needs. Make sure that sleep is out there when you don't want anyone to come in to your room. Now, in the closet space, a few things to note here. First and foremost, these robes are not always going to come with it. It's based on loyalty status as well as class status on board, but you do have a pretty good amount of wardrobe space here. If you ever need more hangers, you can always ask for more hangers. We do that almost every time, get 10 to 15 more wire hangers, and they're happy to bring them. There's also laundry bags, umbrellas. This was a cruise to Iceland and Greenland, so there was a lot of different weather, lots of different types of things that are in the room that might not always be in this type of stateroom. When we come to the actual shelves, we do have 3 shelves right here, 1, 2, and 3, as well as one more down there. We love to use this for shoes as well as stackable clothes. So whether it be jeans or maybe some kind of pants, as well as the shoes in the very bottom, perfect fit for those types of clothing items. It's really nice to have a mirror right here on the back of the door. Just gives you another place to get ready and see how you look while someone might be in the restroom. Speaking of the restroom, we have the restroom right here. There is a step, so you do have to step up, and there is a light right outside the door. The really nice thing, and I love this about this type of restroom on board, is that when you close the light, it does have a night light down low. So good and bad here. The good is you never have to worry about not being able to watch your step when you're going from the bed in the middle of the night to the restroom. The bad is it does give some glow into the room. So if you're one of those that can't have any light in your stateroom, you might need to put a pillow or something in front of that door so you don't have any light seeping through. Before we go inside, we have 4 hooks right here. They're really good size hooks too, so you can dry, whether that is your swim trunks, maybe it's some other clothes, or we put our robes up here as well. In the bathroom, we do have some of our things out, so please excuse those, but we have lips on the shelves. There are 2 shelves right there to prevent anything from falling during some motion in the ocean. You have your common amenities here, as well as some good storage space down below if you need it. Obviously, some of that is for the actual stateroom attendants, but then some of it can be used for you as well. A really good size sink and vanity here, as well as a really good size mirror. On the left-hand side, you have your towel rack. So we do have only 2 towels with us, but you can always ask for more. That is definitely something you can do at any time. And then I want to show you the shower, because that is, of course, the big interest here. And the shower is a door. It works that it goes forward, in. This was a little weird because it's a tight squeeze in here. In fact, I can't even get in to really show you how tight of a squeeze, because it is a smaller shower. It is nice that it has a glass door, but you are going to get wet immediately when you get inside the shower. There's no way about it. The height of the actual shower head is fair size. Both Jordan, who is 6'3", and I, who am 6 foot, was able to fit underneath the shower head. But for some of those taller people, it may be a little bit harder. There are multiple levels here on both the hot and cold on the right hand side, as well as level of intensity. So if you want to have just a small stream or a small shower, not very powerful, you can actually make sure that you don't have it be too powerful for you. And of course, down below is a footrest for anyone that needs to shave or have any shaving requirements for their legs or wherever else. There is a handrail as well in case if you are needing it. Maybe it's going to be a little rocky. I didn't show this, but on the top is a place for a line, so if you do need to have multiple clothes hanging at once and drying, you can do that as well. Coming back outside, I'm gonna close this door here real quick. Right outside the bathroom, there's a temperature gauge. This goes from cold to hot. The key here is you have to have your actual balcony, your veranda, shut, locked for it to work. So make sure that you do so. We haven't had too many problems with anything temperature-wise, and we've gone everywhere from a hot summer day in New Jersey all the way up to really cold frigid weather in Greenland. So it is definitely possible to have good temperatures inside your stateroom. Over here, a couple more storage spaces, which we really love this design. This is the renovated looks that come with the staterooms on Celebrity Summit. Actual glass doors. We've actually never seen this, and we've sailed quite a few cruises. This is really unique. We love it. It just gives that modern feel. Have a safe as well as a couple shelves on both sides. When we come down to more of, I don't even know if it's vanity space, but just counter space here, you do have a few things to mention. Of course, your bar access with a fridge on the left-hand side. I'll show you that in a bit. But then you have drawer space. We do have our clothes for tomorrow as we are getting off the ship tomorrow. But each one has a pretty good amount of space here. Not too deep, but it's also pretty good space for you to have stackable t-shirts or any other clothing items. And there are 4 of those drawers. Now, when we come to the fridge, we were actually pleasantly surprised. This kept things pretty cold. As you can see, we still have some stuff in there, including a Kit Kat bar. But it has a pretty good amount of space here. We have some wine in there, champagne, as well as some waters and a Diet Coke can. So really good amount of space, and we were pleasantly surprised. Coming on over, we're gonna go to the bed space, something everyone wants to know about. The bed has been so comfortable. We've had not a single issue with our bed space. Of course, one thing to note is what's underneath the bed. We always talk about what's on top, how it feels, how comfortable. Underneath is our luggage right now. We have a lot of our luggage underneath the bed, plenty of space for that, so you don't have to have your luggage out in the closet or out in the walkway. When we come over to the side tables, a few things to note here. You have a button, so in case you do need to turn off all the lights while you're in bed, you can do so right from bed, right here. And then this is supposed to be for announcements, to be able to turn the loudness of announcements coming into your cabin or not. We really didn't notice it one way or the other as being a problem or not, so it's really just to your liking. When we come to what's here, there are drawers. So we have a drawer on the top and then 2 shelves, same on the other side. Phone changes by stateroom. We've done a couple of cabins on this ship now, and every time it's a different phone. So I really don't want to focus on the phone, but what I do want to focus on is that there is not an actual outlet on this side of the bed. So you'll see here, I brought an extra long charging cord so we can have it come underneath the bed and over on the other side, and I can charge my phone on this side of the bed, and whoever's on the other side can of course still charge from the outlet over here as well. Love the TV being right in front of the bed. It really helps make sure you have a comfortable environment. We've done cabins where the TV's offset. It really makes it hard to see the TV where you want to see it from, which is usually the bed space. Now, as I mentioned here, it's hard to see, but the outlet is on the side of the bed here. You have 2 US outlets as well as 2 USBs there. We said it's very similar on each side. It's just that actual lamp that's different with the outlet space. When we come over to the seating area has a really nice couch with a back. This is a really modern look, so we love that. You kind of notice that with the whole stateroom. Really good look all around, as well as a movable table. So if you do want to move it on over, you can have it towards the bed or have it back over right by the couch space. Moving to the vanity, we have a wonderful mirror with a nice selfie ring light. Very good to really get that makeup or final looks prepared, whether you're doing your hair or whatever it may be. 3 shelves, all with lips on them as well. I'm gonna show you the hair dryer because I know some really are interested in how those are. There are 2 settings here. You have the 1, 2, and then you have cold. Just to turn it on like that. But the best thing is it does have the attachment here for smoothing out, which is really nice. Some of the hair dryers on the newer ships are old and don't have this, so it's really nice that Celebrity Summit does have those features. Let's talk about outlets on the vanity. You have 2 US outlets, as well as one European and 2 USB outlets. Plenty for the cruise we did, but we always like to bring our own cruise safe block. That way we can go ahead and charge multiple things, even if we have just one outlet. Highly recommended. And lastly, for this space, drawers. So we do have a little bit left in this drawer that we'll take out before we leave, but pretty good amount of depth here, good amount of space, and 4 of them. And what we really love about this vanity space is that there's a back on the chair. So for someone like us who has to do a little work, especially on these longer cruises, we can do it with support on the back. Now we know that what's really important is the balcony. You want to see the balcony. So I'm going to show you the balcony. First and foremost, before we get out there, this was unfortunately a big negative. You have to bring your own magnetic hooks or magnets to make sure that this can close. Otherwise, you're gonna have a lot of light seeping in. It's dark outside, so you're not gonna see any light right now, but in the morning, it will wake you up right when the sun comes out. And if you're going on Alaska sailing or a sailing like us to Greenland and Iceland, the sun comes out very early. So that's something we had to learn. Luckily, we had some magnets along and was able to make sure we don't get waken up by the light that's seeping in. So let's go on outside to the balcony here. So of course it's dark outside, but giving you a good look at what's all out here. You have 2 chairs similar to this one. Headrest, it does recline, but it doesn't recline a lot because there's not a lot of space for it. It's not a large veranda by any means, but it does have the basics. Table, chairs, and usually a view. Of course, it's dark outside, it's night, so you can see some waves out there. But you're gonna see that it is fully protected. So the nice thing is you have your own light and you don't really get much of the weather coming in, which is really nice when you have a lot of bad weather on your cruise. So let's talk about the good and the bad of this concierge class stateroom, which is a veranda stateroom here on deck 7. First of all, let's talk about the bad. The bad, unfortunately for us, the size of the bathroom, especially the shower, is just too small. You know, with these renovated rooms, newly renovated rooms, we really expected there to be a little bit more space, matching that of some of the other celebrity cabins that are out there. Unfortunately, that did not happen. Even though it's very modern in design, it is just way too tight for a cabin of this cost. Secondly is the fact that the curtains aren't light tight. That should be an easy fix, and we really hope Celebrity takes that into consideration for when they do the next renovations or next rounds of renovation for Celebrity Summit, because that can really be a rude awakening in the morning when the light comes in, especially for these northern itineraries. Now for the good, and they outweigh the bad by far. The good is that the modern decor and the modern renovations of the stateroom really make a huge impact in how comfortable the stay is. We've stayed in the stateroom here now for 12 nights, and it is absolutely wonderful. Of course, the bed is comfortable. The entire view of the design is fantastic. And really, even the small upgrades like the hair dryer has really been a good impact and made it more feel like home, even though we're away from home. On top of that, even though the veranda is not huge, it's nice to be outside of the weather so we can go out on the balcony, have a cup of coffee, and not worry about any type of rain or bad weather coming our way. Even wind really didn't affect us much on top of that veranda. Lastly, and most importantly, is the fact that we really had a wonderful amount of storage for a cabin like this and a trip like this. 12-night cruises really need good storage space, and both under the bed as well in the actual storage space of the drawers and shelves were fantastic, as well as the closet space. So we really enjoyed it and thought that it was a good amount of space for what we had to do. Thanks so much for watching. Once again, comment below if you've ever stayed in one of these cabins and have more to say. Would you sail in this cabin? Would you choose a different one? Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. And until next time, see ya. JJ.